and welcome to the news at when, nearly 500 years ago, when perhaps the unluckiest royal in history started a brand new job at a very young age. For more details on this incredible story, we go over to Bob Hale with the Mary Queen of Scots report. Bob.
Thank you, Sam. Well, the year is 1542 and a child is about to be born who's the... Wait for it. Yes, there she is, Mary Stuart, daughter to James V of Scotland, a confident king who'd ruled the Scots since he was just 1 year old, and would go on ruling them until he was old and grey and... Oh no, my mistake, he's dead. Aged just 30, leaving 6-day-old Mary as the new Queen of Scotland, a role that would almost certainly have eaten into nap time. So various regents were brought in to run Scotland on Mary's behalf until she was old enough to rule alone, or at the very least, hold her own cutlery. But she soon grows up, masters cutlery, and in a slightly unusual move for a Scottish monarch, moves to France. Yes, seeing how nice France is, she marries France's Prince Francis, who then becomes France's King Francis, with whom she shares a long and happy life filled... Oh no, my mistake, he's dead too. Killed by an ear infection, which I think we can assume got quite bad. So Mary is ousted from France, returns to Scotland and decides to marry her cousin this time, a certain Lord Darnley, who, despite being about as popular with the Scottish nobles as a dust-covered cat in an allergy clinic, enjoys a long and happy marriage which... No, scratch that. It seems that rumours start circulating of a romance between the married queen and her private secretary, David Rizzio. Luckily, though, Mary completely denies these rumours, which means that Rizzio can go on to live a long and happy life filled... No, didn't think so. Yes, despite bravely hiding behind the now pregnant queen, Rizzio is dragged away by a mob of Lord Darnley's friends, stabbed 56 times and thrown down some stairs, leaving him very likely dead. But with Rizzio out of the picture, the way is clear for Mary and Lord Darnley to enjoy that long and happy marriage, which I mentioned a few short... Should have guessed. Darnley's dead too, killed in a very weird explosion at his house. The sort of weird explosion that also strangles you and dumps your body in the garden. Which, if we look at the suspicious deathometer, yes, highly suspicious, and for good reason. Because it turns out that Darnley was probably murdered by a Scottish noble called the Earl of Bothwell, who I imagine the now widowed Mary hates more than anyone else on the... No, my mistake, she's married him. Did not see that coming. But marrying her dead husband's murderer does not go down too well with the Scottish people, who forced Mary to hand her crown to her baby son, James VI, and run away to England. Luckily, Mary's cousin, Elizabeth I, welcomes her to England with open arms and... I cannot get a break today. Now it seems that Elizabeth throws Mary in jail because she's worried that Mary might try and murder her and steal the English crown, which is something that would never happen in a million years of... No, come on now. I mean, yes, there is a plot to place Mary on Elizabeth's throne, but that's hatched by an Italian banker called Ridolfi and the Duke of Norfolk, so it's nothing to do with Mary herself, who would never do anything as awful as hatch a plot to kill her own cousin in cold... Will you please just... OK, yes, fine. I mean, I suppose Mary does have a hand in the next plot to kill Elizabeth, the Babington plot, because it's Mary's own letters about it that leads to the plan being discovered. But I'm sure Queen Elizabeth will react in a calm and measured... I was joking! I was a joke! Honestly, Elizabeth reacts to the discovery of the plot by signing Mary's death warrant, and despite a last-minute wobble over whether or not to go through with it, Elizabeth finally has Mary, Queen of Scots, executed on 8th of February 1587, at which point the executioner discovers she wears a wig when he tries to pick her head up by the hair. That happened! That actually happened! It did! Honestly. And her lips kept moving for a quarter of an hour after she died. Well, that's an eyewitness account! I'm telling you that... Stop making the... Right, that's it, I'm turning that off. No, I've had enough with it. We'll see who the clever man is now, won't we? Probably should have turned the power off. Back to you, Sam!